Welcome to the DIS-fluencers Podcast,
where we'll be influencing each Disney decision one magical moment at a time.
I'm Vicky.
I'm Alan.
I'm Christina.
And today we're talking about
A few different things, really planning and booking your Disney trip.
Yes.
Yeah. Where should we start? Like, what's the first thing you do when you start to plan your Disney vacation?
Well, I guess you got to figure out when you're going to go, right?
That's fair.
Time of year and the week or month that you want to go.
Yeah, and you're going to pay more for peak time. So if you're going around major holidays, Christmas, New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving,
Spring break, fall break.
Oh yeah, you're all going to pay a premium. So if you can go during non-peak times, it's less expensive and less
Way
crowded.
less crowded.
Way less crowded.
I would highly advise, if this is like a once in a lifetime trip or a once every 5-year trip, that you take your kids out of school and go during an off season. Like the times of the year that are going to be the least busy, we're looking at September, early May, and
January.
then like January, February time, avoiding holidays, school breaks.
But January, February, you're rolling the dice with the weather.
That's true.
Yeah, weather's also a factor. If you go June, July, August, it is very, very hot, and you likely won't be able to be at the parks all day. You will have to take
midday break at the pool. I will say though, I think like if you can't take the kids out of school, then summer is a little more spaced out because like everybody's on summer for 3 months.
Yeah.
So instead of like, I think the worst time to go is the Christmas, New Year's 2 weeks that the kids are out of school, because I've seen lines that are 3 hours for what should be a 10-minute wait, like for a ride.
Yeah.
But summer, it's kind of spaced out because you have 3 months to choose different weeks to go. But it is hot. So you would have to like factor in you might want to do parks in the morning and night and go back to the room or the pool during the middle of the day.
Yeah. Quick poll. What's your favorite month to go to Disney World?
I like early May.
I like September.
I am also a September baby.
September's great. The only thing with September is it does kind of rain a lot.
Yes.
Usually it rains for like an hour or two and then you escape it and then can go back out, but sometimes it can do detrimental things like closing down the Skyliners. Like
Yeah, and I think that's maybe the start of hurricane season or
yes,
in the midst of it. So yeah, definitely all factors you want to consider when you're booking your trip and spending the money.
So now you've picked the time of year. You picking where you're staying?
that would be the next step. Yes,
All right.
for sure.
And Disney has 3 different tiers: value, moderate, deluxe. So depending on how much you care about your accommodations, that will definitely influence your decision.
And you can stay on property or off property.
You can. I'm not paid by Disney, okay? None of us are paid by Disney here.
We wish.
But I would 100% recommend staying on property. There are several reasons with staying on property that gives you so many more benefits than staying off property.
Yeah, and just being in that immersive Disney bubble, you're just not going to get that if you are staying off property. It's not going to happen. So if you want your trip to be special, there's rates for everybody. I think lowest rates are the campground,
Yes.
right?
You could actually
Camp.
pitch a tent and camp on the ground, or you can get an RV and pull up to an RV spot, but those are like starting, I think, at $40 a night.
And literally something I would never want to do in my life. But
No.
And I think
for
they're pretty
each
far
other.
away from the bus stops. So if you're doing that, maybe that's still not the best option. But
Yeah.
you said there were 3 different levels?
Yeah, so I think the values, I mean, I've seen them as low as like $140 a night, sometimes even lower than that, depending on what deals they're running. The moderates are typically, I would say, running between $200 to $350 a night, and we can get into some of what those hotels are at some point.
I think we'll do a whole, maybe even 3 podcasts about the different levels of hotels and what we like about each and the transportation from each. But that's
Yeah.
going to be a whole other several podcasts, I think.
Yeah. And then the deluxe resorts, I mean, those can be 500 plus a night, with some of them being like 900 plus a night when you're looking at Grand Floridian, Riviera, which to me are, Riviera is the gem of Epcot, and Grand Floridian or the jewel of Epcot, and Grand Floridian is the jewel of Magic Kingdom, at least in my eyes.
we are all a little bit spoiled because we are all our DVC, Disney Vacation Club members. So we pretty much almost exclusively stay at the deluxe resorts and just hop around from one deluxe to the other deluxe. But like we stayed a few trips ago at All Star Sports. I think it was $115 for the night because it was early May and it was off season. And like you still get all the transportation, the perks. The inside the actual room was really nice. Like had the pull down Murphy bed for the second bed and everything. It just, I like my other ones better.
Yeah.
But you can stay on property and stay in one of those and still get all the perks for not that much.
Yeah. And every Disney hotel that I've had has been very clean. The cast members are wonderful. If there ever is an issue, they are so accommodating to fix it. So if you're not happy, go and tell them. They will fix it for you.
Yeah. And we do this directly through Walt Disney World, through their website.
Yes.
Yes.
WaltDisneyWorld.go.com, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
And you can look up all the hotels and compare pricing on there and book it through there, which also connects to the app that you can download on your phone, which I would highly, highly, highly recommend when you are going, especially if you want to purchase food or lightning lanes on your phone.
Yeah, the app is a must.
Yeah.
So
and there's deals through
Yes.
Disney, right? So even if you're not an annual pass holder or DVC member like us, maybe you have Disney Plus or even signing up for Disney Plus for a month just to get that discount. When you go in, you can log in. It knows that you're a Disney Plus subscriber, and then it's going to pull the best rates and the best deals. So maybe you can even stay in some moderate resorts for, a similar price to some of the basics.
the value ones.
Yeah, and a lot of people I think book through Costco. I think they might have removed the Disney World option right now. I was looking a month ago and I couldn't see anything, but sometimes you can get a vacation for a really good price just through Costco if you're a member. So look at all those deals. If you need park tickets, I've heard AAA is the best to buy cheaper park tickets.
Unless you're part of the military or were ex-military, then you get amazing discounts on everything, including their own hotel.
Yes, Shades of Green, which is great. I've heard it's fabulous. And you should definitely take advantage of that if you have served or are serving. So,
but some of the other big perks of staying on property, I think the biggest one is transportation. So if you're staying at any Disney hotel, you never have to worry about driving anywhere, including Disney Springs. They have buses, they have the monorail, the Skyliner, boats. So you just go from your hotel basically most of the time to the front of the hotel, and there will be different bus stops or transportation options depending on where you want to go that day, which is a huge bonus to staying on Disney property.
Yeah. And we even like staying at Grand Floridian a lot because we have a walkway right to the Magic Kingdom.
yeah, that is true. And then Bay Lake Tower, or the Contemporary, has the shortest walk to Magic Kingdom. It's only about 10 minutes, so that can be really nice to start your day with.
And it has its own security line.
Yes, it has its own security line, which is huge because when you get to the parks, you are going to have to go through security before you even scan in for your ticket. So make sure you're pulling all your bags out, pulling anything that might cause the machine to beep because it is going to slow you down a bit. So
you're in the Disney bubble. We have transportation.
Yes.
wait, quick poll.
Okay.
Favorite mode of transportation at Disney?
Skyliner.
Yeah, Skyliner.
I really love the Skyliner, but I was actually terrified of it this last trip we went on. Like, I was more scared than usual, so I think I'm gonna go with the boat because I don't know. It was swaying a lot. If it's windy, it is a very safe transportation or method of transportation, but when it's windy, it sways, and if you're scared of heights like I am, good luck.
A Skyliner, my husband calls the gondola because that's what they are. But in Disney, it's called the Skyliner.
Yeah.
So he always says, are we going to go get on the gondola? Being from Colorado and ski country here, we're very familiar with that. So if you don't know what the Skyliner is, that's what it is. It's basically a gondola that goes from several hotels to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. But that, I love it.
Yeah, lines move quick, easy to get on and off of. You're typically not mixed with other parties.
And you're up in the air, so you get to see everywhere, which Vicky hates, but I like that you can see Hollywood and Epcot while you're sitting.
I have like a love-hate. I do like seeing everything, especially when there's fireworks going on, you're heading back to the hotel. Like, that is such a cool experience. I also love our kids get so excited when they get a themed one.
Yes.
So some of them, or a lot of them, are themed. You know, you have Monsters Inc. and Pirates of the Caribbean and
all Disney.
Toy Story. Yeah, anything Disney. Some of them are just a color, but it is always fun to see which one you're going to get next. And
it does kind of ruin our kids' day if we don't get one that's themed. So they have plain colors that are just like yellow, blue, red. So every time we're standing in line, they're like looking for which one we're going to get. And they're like, oh, plain Skyliner. I'm so mad. I'm like, it's okay. We're going to ride it 4 other times today. Like, we can get a different one.
Yeah.
So we're in the bubble. We have the transportation.
Yes.
And then what else do we get?
So you get early entry to the parks at any Disney resort, which is 30 minutes before any park opens. You get to go in early. So you get to ride rides with very short times, or you can even get like up to 4 done in half an hour before everybody who's staying off property can go. Including people with annual passes, unless they're staying on property at that time, they do not get early entry. So that is a huge perk. It also comes along with, they have extended evening hours. So you just have to check the website to see when that is and which park that is. So I would line up, let's say it's at Animal Kingdom. I would make your Animal Kingdom day at the park an extended evening hour day. So you get an extra several hours at night after the park closes and everybody else gets kicked out, where you have very short waits on rides.
Yeah, and I would say look at park hours in general for your whole trip for every park, because they do have parties at different times of the year at the Magic Kingdom or other events. They have Jollywood Nights at Hollywood Studios. They have the Very Merry Christmas Party at Magic Kingdom, which they are going to kick people out. Usually around, I think it's around 6 o'clock is when they start asking people to leave. So make sure you're considering that in your plans if you don't have a party ticket for that night. We have found, though, that if you go to Magic Kingdom on a party day, it is usually less crowded. So just a little tip there. Don't let it dissuade you, but just make sure you have it in your plans.
For us, since we go all the time, I purposely go to Magic Kingdom on the party days, because we can stay there till 6 and it is typically empty in the morning. So if you don't mind not seeing the fireworks or getting kicked out early, you will get like all of the rides done throughout the day because it is empty. However, if you're only going once, I do highly recommend watching the Magic Kingdom fireworks, because that is the best part of any trip, in my opinion.
Yep, and right now the fireworks show is Happily Ever After, which is amazing, my favorite one. They have a few different ones that get rotated. It's usually like, I think every few years they rotate through them, but it is very magical. You can also do dessert parties. They are a little bit costly, but you do get a special area that you can stand that's gated in for the fireworks, which is really nice if you don't want to sit and have to wait 2 hours in a spot for your kids to be able to see the castle projections and fireworks. So
yeah, maybe a whole podcast on Magic Kingdom tips and tricks.
Yes, for sure.
Yep. And then what else? So we're staying at a Disney resort, and we can book our lightning lane 7 days before our vacation starts.
True. And that is absolutely huge.
Yeah.
Because it's 7 days plus the days that you're there. So if you're there for a week and you're planning a park day at the end of your trip, you can essentially book it 14 days ahead of time. Whereas if you're staying off property, you can only book it 3 days ahead of time. So everybody that's staying on property with their 7 days has already booked all the lightning lane slots. So when you go to book it 3 days ahead of time, you're getting lightning lanes that are already starting at like 2 or 3 p.m. Or the rides that you really are kind of wasting your first lightning lanes on. My parents went with us one time and they stayed off property, and I had all of ours booked and then rebooked theirs and then had to adjust ours to their schedule. You can do it and it's fine, but the lightning lane 7 days ahead of time is absolutely huge, especially if you're not going all the time and want to get on as many rides as possible.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's hard to get rides.
Yeah, and I think we'll jump into that in the next episode. But another planning tip is make sure if you're going with friends and family that are on a different reservation, make sure you're connected with them in the app. So that way, and hopefully they're also staying on Disney property like you, so you have that 7-day advantage. So,
Yep.
and then what's the last thing? I think it's dining, right? Is 60 days out?
Oh, yes. So yeah, and we'll talk about dining too a little later, but you can book it 60 days out, again, plus the length of your trip. Versus off-property, you can only book 60 days out, and then you have to book it to wake up every day and book it again for the 60 days later. Whereas if you're staying on, it's 60 days from the first day of your trip, and you can book dining for the rest of your trip.
Yeah, and then the same for special experiences, which we'll also talk about in some later episodes. You have the 60-day window, which is really convenient and nice and gives you the jump ahead.
Yep. We talked a lot about transportation while you are in the Disney bubble once you get to your resort.
Yes.
But when you are going from the airport to Disney World, does Disney World include transportation for that?
Not anymore. R.I.P. Magical Express. It was the best. Disney used to have an option where, well, it was just included. You didn't even have to pay for it. But they would actually pick your luggage up from the airport, pick you up in the Magical Express, this cute themed bus that played fun videos, and your luggage would just be at the hotel when you arrived. They would just bring it to your room.
Yeah.
They got rid of the luggage feature, and then slowly they got rid of the Magical Express, which was really just Mears buses. But now you can take Mears for a price.
Yeah.
I think it's like $39 round trip. But they run specials too. Sometimes they'll have kids are free with the adult ticket. That does take a little longer though, because you usually have to stop a few times.
Think of like a big Greyhound bus for a Mears bus. Like they have nice comfy seats, but you're going to be riding with, like you could stop at 6 other hotels on the way to your hotel with Mears. And you do have to wait like in a line your turn based on what hotel you're staying at. It's probably the cheapest option for like big groups. But for smaller groups, there's always Uber or Lyft.
Yeah.
And they have lots of private transportation companies as well, which is what we have been typically doing.
Yeah. And the Uber and Lyft, we've tried that before. It's been a little bit harder for us since we have the younger kids that need car seats.
Yes.
So we're traveling with the car seats, putting them in, taking them out.
And a
each
stroller
time,
and bigger
trying
luggage.
to fit the stroller in there, trying to fit 4 full-size suitcases. You know, that has
Yes.
its
So that's
own
why
challenges.
we book private transportation.
Yeah.
I did have one experience with renting a car. So if you are staying off property, you're probably going to have to rent a car because you're going to need to drive and park at the parks when you go to them every day. Renting a car is fine. There are some things you should consider. One thing that a lot of people probably won't know is they have several toll booths from the airport to Disney World. And if you are driving between like normal business 9 to 5, then you can stop and pay cash. But if you are not, then they charge you automatically. And all of the rental car companies way increase the toll price if you don't prepay for it. And they'll have like, you can prepay for $20 a day for tolls unlimited. And you're like, I'm going to go through them on the way there and the way back. And that's it. But then you have to pay this huge extra cost for your trip. So that's one thing with rental car.
So you're paying for a rental car.
Yes.
Probably adding rental insurance.
Adding the $20 a day for tolls. And then you have to pay to park at all of the Disney parks unless you are an annual pass holder or a DVC member.
And I think you have to pay to park at your hotel too.
I guess it would depend if you're staying off property.
Yeah.
Then it depends on your hotel. But even some of the off property places do charge you to park per day at a hotel.
Yeah, so definitely weigh the costs. I mean, I think that's another reason to just stay in the Disney bubble. It's convenience. You might think you're saving money staying off property, but there are a lot of things that come into play that could end up costing you a lot more.
Yep.
The other thing I didn't love with the rental car is when you drive into the Disney bubble, there is this huge sign up that goes over the highway or the streets that's like Walt Disney World. You got Mickey and Minnie, or I think some other characters on different entrances. And when we got the rental car, we would have to drive under that and then drive back under that every single day. So it was way less like, we're at Disney and now we're leaving. It was like, oh, there it is again. There it is again. So I did love that.
Well, and I don't know if we talked about this, but when you have to park at Magic Kingdom, it is a hike to like get into Magic Kingdom. And then if you want to go to Epcot, you have to, well, is it the same, the Ticket and Transportation Center? Is that where
Epcot, you can park directly at Epcot's parking lot.
Okay.
But if you're doing both,
walk like under where the monorail is. But Magic Kingdom, you have to park, and walking from your car to the transportation center can be far. And then Magic Kingdom, you get to a transportation center and then either take a boat or a monorail to Magic Kingdom. And it can take like an hour to get from your car into the gates of Magic Kingdom.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to mention the best transportation at Walt Disney World. I changed my what I said earlier about the boats. I like the minivans. So that is through Lyft. And it is it's like a Suburban, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like Minnie Mouse polka dots. It's so cute. The driver's amazing. We've taken them a lot of times. Most recently, we had them pick us up at the airport and take us to the hotel, which was awesome. They are pricier, but they will always come with 2 car seats, which is amazing if you have kids. So, and the last couple of times, they've had full-on snacks, waters, this whole thing in the car for us. So I think that's actually my favorite method of transportation. And those minivans do drop you off right where the buses drop you off for Magic Kingdom. Yes. So you get that front of park
That's a huge
access.
Advantage. If you're running behind or want a rope drop and it's like the time is critical, those are great. We've never taken them just because they cost extra, and Disney transportation is free if you stay at a Disney hotel.
Yeah.
But if it's a time crunch or if you just don't want to deal with the other transportation, then those are nice because they drop you off right there.
Yeah, or if you're eating at your non-base hotel, like say you're eating at Boardwalk, but you're staying at, I don't know, Polynesian, you typically have to take a bus back to the parks and then take another bus to get back to your hotel. But you could take a minivan and they would take you right there. So, which is really nice too.
And the minivans, you book it through Lyft, but it is operated by Disney, and Disney cast members are the drivers. So
and they are really so great.
Really safe,
very professional.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Our last driver was so awesome. He had just incredible Disney history knowledge and like tips and trivia. He was
he'd be actually awesome to have on this. Let's get him on. He knows
Find him and he'll be a guest.
He'll be a guest
on
star.
One of our podcasts in the future.
He's awesome.
Absolutely.
I think that about rounds us out for just the initial plannings of a Disney World trip and kind of everything you need to do.
Everything before 2 months before.
Yeah.
And then 2 months, the 60 days is where the next big thing comes in. So what I would do is before the 60 days is plan your days. Like, where are we going to go each day? Which park are we going to go to? Are we going to have a rest day? Are we going to go to Disney Springs? Because 60 days before you go, you have to book your dining reservations if you want to go eat where you want to go eat. You can always book them closer to the trip, but some things are going to be sold out or the times are just not going to be great. So planning your days would be like this is what we have to do.
And I think a good rule of thumb too is try to have like 1 park per day of your visit. So if you are doing a shorter trip, that you're definitely going to need to figure out how to maximize that. But if you can go for 5 or 6 nights so that you can have a day for each park, and maybe a rest day or a day to go back to the park you loved the most, that can be really nice too. So if
somebody is again not going all the time, I do recommend like go for a week, do a park day, rest day, park day, rest day, so you can space it out, because like the pools are great at Disney World and you can go in them year round, but like you probably want to go in them 10 months out of the year. And then there's, we talked about Disney Springs last episode with all the restaurants, which is almost like a Disney park sometimes because there's so much to do there. People, if you have an annual pass, then you can go, what we do sometimes is go to the park for half a day and then do resort things, or Disney Springs the other half a day.
Yeah. And they have the water parks too, which I think we did talk about the last episode. So there's a lot to do, and they have so many other experiences, miniature golf. You can go and see the horses over at, I think that's over near Wilderness Lodge, and those are the horses that pull Cinderella's carriage. And
or the Headless Horseman at the Halloween party. It's also over there.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of Disney experiences, and there's definitely not enough time to do it all, but it will make you wanting to go back. At least it does for us.
Yeah. So we're going to have a whole nother episode that's like 60 days in, planning out the park days, the strategies there, some of the perks that you get on the different days.
Yes.
Right.
I think we'll go through it meticulously in a future episode of like, here's what you need to do. But as like a brief, 60 days ahead, restaurants and experiences. And I think there's several that are like, we have to do this 60 days ahead of time or we're not going to get it. Bippity Boppity Boutique would be an example of that. You got to book your restaurants, but also things like that. So if you don't book that 60 days out, your options are going to be super limited. And then there's several restaurants too, where it's like, if we don't book it 60 days plus out, we're probably not going to eat there unless we want to eat at 9 p.m.
Yeah, and there are some restaurants that aren't open certain days. I think Citricos is one of them, not open like Sunday, Monday. So it's all, you may have to get flexible if you have, your heart set on doing Magic Kingdom one day, but you also want to eat at Cinderella's Royal Table and you can't get the reservation. See what you can get and switch your days up if that's what's important to you. So.
Yeah. And the same probably goes for some rides too, right? Like if you're trying to get a lightning lane for a hard to get ride, like Slinky Dog Dash, you probably want to put your Hollywood Studios day towards the end of your trip.
Yeah. And next episode, we're going to be talking all about the lightning lanes and how and when to book that. So we will definitely go more into that next episode for sure.
Perfect. Close it off with
our
blind ranking segment?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. Okay. Who wants to go first? Blind ranking rides.
Why don't you go first since I went first last time?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So nice.
All right. Tomorrowland Speedway.
Is this out of 5?
Out of 5.
That is... Let's put it at 4, because I think that is fun, but I think there's going to be a worse one.
Could be something worse than that. All right.
Okay. There's one I can think of that's worse. I hate Tomorrowland Speedway.
It's not my fave, but I think there's something worse. So.
Okay.
Kilimanjaro Safari.
Oh, I love the safari. Let's put that one at 3.
Super underrated. I have to do it every trip, but
I love it.
Maybe not the best.
Yes,
for everybody. Every
that
time.
One. Make sure you do it early in the morning when the animals are most active.
It's a big zoo experience, basically.
How about Test Track?
Oh, Test Track is so fun. That's going to be number 2 because I think there is something better on this list.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Make it up as I go. Avatar Flight of Passage.
Oh, I am not a 3D ride person. Gosh, I feel like Small World is going to be on here though, and I'm going to put Flight of Passage at 5, and I'm probably going to kick myself for it.
So I don't like 3D rides, but I love Flight of Passage.
I've heard, people love that ride.
All right, and then your last one is going to be Star Wars Rise of the Resistance.
Oh, I'll put that at number 1 gladly. Rise of the Resistance is an awesome ride. Awesome experience, like going through the queue. Very immersive. Yes.
That's one of the best rides at Disney, for sure.
You got pretty lucky. So you ranked these Rise of the Resistance number 1, Test Track number 2, Kilimanjaro Safari is number 3, Tomorrowland Speedway number 4, and Flight of Passage number 5.
Yeah, I wouldn't change it.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. Go me.
Good job.
All
right, Christina.
Okay.
Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
4.
And they just redid this ride, everyone.
It is opening May 3rd. We get to re-experience it. I love roller coasters. It's just a little jerky, and it's a little kiddie for me, I guess. Like, I like really big thrill rides, and I love it, but I think I like other roller coasters much better.
Okay.
So I'd say 4.
How about Pirates of the Caribbean?
Ooh, 2. Love Pirates.
Nice.
I love Pirates.
I love how Pirates smells.
Yes, we were just talking about that. There's this, I think it's supposed to be rum, like the rum smell.
It just smells like burning to me.
Oh yeah, it could.
You can buy,
of the
there's these
fire.
companies that sell candles.
Candles.
I
Yeah.
think we have that
Yeah,
one.
we definitely have one.
Yeah.
Love the smell of fire.
But it's actually multiple scents. So people say, I love the scent of pirates. And there's actually like 3 different scents.
I love
Maybe someone
all the
correct me in
scents
the
of
comments.
pirates.
Yeah,
Scents.
exactly.
Scents.
I don't even know it. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
3.
Yeah.
I really like Remy's. I think it's super cute. It's no longer 3D.
So much
Update.
better.
Just
Like-
went to 2D and it's great because it still
Yes.
feels 3D.
But it doesn't
really
make
cute.
me sick because I
Yes.
would have to like close my eyes with those glasses on for most of the ride when it
Really
had
cute.
the
It's one of my
glasses.
tops in Epcot,
Yeah.
but not overall. So
All right.
3.
How about Tower of Terror?
Oh, 1. That's my
One?
favorite ride in Disney.
Is it really?
Yes, I love Tower of Terror.
I thought
That
you
is a
said
good
Guardians
one.
was your favorite. ride last week.
Guardians, I mean, if you give me Guardians and I have to put it at 5, I'm going to be pretty upset. But Guardians is the best ride, like overall ride, but Tower with the nostalgic factor, the creepy Halloween-y type factors.
Yeah, the
I just love it.
storyline. Yeah.
And I love drops. I love feeling the drops in my stomach. So
Yeah.
1.
And then the last one for you is Magic Carpets of Aladdin.
Oh, perfect. I would have put that at 5.
Yeah.
Our kids love it. It's cute. It's basically a
Dumbo.
carnival,
If people
Dumbo.
know what Dumbo is.
But yeah, it's cute. My kids like it, but would I go on it if I didn't have my kids? Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
At one point in time, I saw this on someone else's YouTube video, but they had mentioned that was the worst rated ride at Disney World.
Well, that camel spits on you
You
during
can't
the
tell
ride,
me that
so-
that's worse than Carousel of Progress.
Carousel of Progress.
one of my parents' favorite rides.
Oh my
that
god.
ride is, I will not go on it. That is
Neither will
like
I.
that is a nap.
No, I like Aladdin though. I like the carpets.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't love them.
It's a small world. The actual carousel, like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's quite a few rides worse than that one, but
Small
Our
World
kids
is
love
rough.
the actual carousel.
I like
Yep.
the actual carousel too. I think it's also nostalgic
Yeah.
and
Yes.
how
did you have a segment?
I don't. What
Do you have a
is?
segment?
How long would you wait?
Oh yeah. What are you picking?
Oh, okay.
So again, this is no lightning lane. You're in the standby line. How long would you wait to ride a ride?
Okay. So the caveat is you have your kids with you.
Okay.
How long would you wait for Small World?
10 minutes.
15 minutes. Yeah. 25 minutes. I don't know.
Literally like 5.
Yeah.
I detest Small World.
I don't see. I kind of liked it because when we took our kids when they were really little, they loved it. I'm talking like when our kids were 1,
Yeah.
right? And they were just like pointing at all this stuff. So I do still like it, but it's long. It's like by the time you're in the last room and you're waiting to get off the boat, you want to take a nap.
Yeah.
Like I think it's because I have a deep rooted fear that I'm going to get stuck on the ride and have to listen to the song for
Over and
Yeah.
over and over.
Yeah.
But we were there for spring break, and it was so busy that every ride was the longest wait ever. So maybe that one at 25 minutes being the shortest ride in the park. I
Would
think
be
that's
worth
where
it.
I might wait 25 minutes for it.
Yeah. I also do think that ride is better at Disneyland because you go inside and outside.
Yeah.
Also,
I
did
agree.
you guys see that article about the guy that got naked and was just hanging out in Small World
Did
at
see that.
Disneyland?
He was
Okay, sir.
he had some other choice things in his system, I believe. But yeah, he
know,
stripped
you do
down and
you.
got on the waterfall part and was
Yeah.
just sitting on it while the boats were going by.
That is not something I want to see.
Very
So,
interesting.
Yeah.
So our last segment, Diz News, I think we're gonna save for the next podcast because there's a big piece of Diz News coming up at the end of May. But you'll have to tune into our next podcast to see what that is gonna be.
Awesome. Great job, guys. Thank you all for joining us today.
Remember to follow us Instagram and TikTok and YouTube at the DIS-fluencers, and you can also find us on Spotify.
And drop your comments below. We want some feedback. Let us know what we're doing right and wrong.
Or
Let-
any questions
yeah.
you have that we could answer for you in a future podcast.
Yeah, if you put any questions out there, we can answer them on our next episode.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks for joining.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.